Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy day after Christmas. And I was in the bathtub this morning thinking about how I never would have thought that I would be doing these in December. I bet you didn't think you'd be here either. And I was thinking about how much I miss walking into a room and doing one of two things, either kind of sussing up what's happening for everyone and creating an experience that can help support what it feels like in the room, or literally asking you guys, hey, what do you need? So I thought we would take, this is the last class of 2020. It could be a total disaster, but let's pretend, ooh, there's an echo. Thanks for telling me. Hold on, I will contact my technical supervisor. So in the meantime, while I'm saying it twice, would you do me a favor and write down in the box what you would love to have happen today? Like, how can I serve your bodies since I can't see your bodies? It'll take 15 seconds because there's we're in a time warp where I say the thing and it takes about 15 seconds for it to come to you. But if you would write that down, I'd just love to see how this can work. It may not work. It may be disastrous. Okay, side opening and hip opening. Excellent. Anyone else? Because that's very doable. We're almost here. Okay, put it in now. I don't hear an echo either. Okay, good. So either does my technical supervisor, aka my husband. Low back. Upper arms plank mix into flow. Super helpful. Anything else? Speak now. Or forever hold your peace, because I'm getting a sense of where we're going to go. Okay, sounds like we're in. I'll check in a little bit to see if anything else was added. Let's begin on the mat. Yeah, twists. I thought about twists too. It has to do with what we ate yesterday. So why don't we begin on our back? And let's draw the knees into the chest and give ourselves a hug. And just let the back sink down into the ground. Good, so I'll just give you a sense of what I'm working with this morning. What I'd like to see out of my practice is take the arms out to cactus. Just let the legs fall out to your left, but don't have them land. And then inhale, come back up, and exhale, other side. And coming back up, and go slow enough just to feel what's happening in the twist. Nice to exhale on the way down, then inhale back up and exhale. So we talk a lot in this practice about being able to be a container. You know, I use that word all the time. You're still twisting. To be able to hold whatever it is that shows up. And it's always interesting when something shows up that's really difficult to hold. Okay, let's do two more. Okay, And then where does one go when that happens? So let's have this last class of 2020 be about strengthening our container, our capacity to hold. Good, and then come back up and wrap the arms once again, draw the thighs in close. Cross your ankles, and we'll roll a couple times. Feeling into the spine. Good, then the hands land. Lift the hips up and just pause for a moment as if you could take the feet off. So that means drawing the blades away from one another, drawing the navel to the spine, lifting the pelvic floor. It's like we're pretending that the feet are going to float right off. And then back we go. Good, pause here in plank. Pushing through the heels, wake up. I always say that, wake up the body. I think this is such a great wake up pose. And then right knee down and send the left arm up and over we go. And stretch into left side, pushing the sole of the left foot into the ground. You could float the right knee or not. But beginning by looking for crevices in the body that have not received breath lately. And left hand lands, left knee down, right leg back, right arm up, root right foot, extend, and open the breath. Good, 2 more breaths. And release down. Good. Let's sit back on the heels or on a block if it's more comfortable. Okay, classic December breath practice. Hands come to belly. When you look down and you exhale through the nose, navel goes back to spine. Inhale happens on its own. Do it again. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale. Pause, take a natural breath. Good, so warming the body, pelvic floor lifts a little bit. Feel that? Lengthens the spine. Keep that pelvic floor lift. Let's do it again. We'll do 40. Stop if you need to. Big breath in. Exhale. Take another natural breath. Okay, let's play with skull shining breath. So if you're new to this, or you've got eye issues, or you're pregnant, let's not do this, okay? So just long, slow, deep inhalation and exhalation. But skull shining is equal part inhale, equal part exhale. So there's a little bit more. Okay, let's try that. Same thing, so important, and if I could see you, it would be so helpful. The exhale, the navel goes back into the spine. So important. So if you're not sure about that, look down. See that, yep, it went in, okay? If it's not going back to the spine yet, don't do the skull shining. Don't inhale a lot. Just work on that, getting that sense, okay? Here we go. 20, let's do 20. Big breath in. Exhale. Normal breath. All right. Fingertips to the ground. Slowly rise up. Now we'll take it again. Gate pose. Right leg out to the side. Extending. Good feeling around. Whole side body opens. Good. Right femur bone draws into pelvis. At least that's how I think of it. We inhale, reach up. Exhale, right knee draws in. Left leg out to the side. Opening side body. And listening to the quality of breath. So just getting a read on a weather report internally, which is really happening pretty constantly. Good, then inhale, reach up. Exhale. Now, right hand down, lift the left leg, bend the left knee, reach back, and open the body. So the left hand is grasp the foot or the ankle. The shoulder blades slide down, and we begin to get a read on the front of the spine. Good, then open out and left knee down. We see if we can balance our way into that. Left hand back. Right leg extends, then reach back and begin to open. And see if you can contact the front of the spine here. What can you feel? Is it the spine that you're contacting, or the muscles and the nerves around the spine? Likely, yeah? And inhale, exhale, open out, and then return. Good. Now let's place the palms down on the ground. Tuck your toes under. Lift your knees off and take your legs wide apart. Just separate, yeah? Good. Take your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. Lift your kneecaps. Exhale, fold forward. Keep it easy. Hips lift up. Hands can press into the floor. Let the neck go. Head and neck heavy. Some of us will draw the sit bones together. See what that's like. And then allow the staircase of the spine to descend. And then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, walk your hands to the front of your mat. Sweep your right leg back. Pause in plank pose. Good. Fill up that space between the shoulder blades that we talk about religiously. Wake up the legs. And then roll onto the outside of the right foot. Send left arm up. Get light. Could be that right knee is down. Steady breath. Helpful to have a steady gaze as well. Good, then the left hand slowly lowers. We come back into plank and to the other side, or left knee down. As if we're being pulled from above. It's like a gear shift in your shoulders. So draw the blades down. Breathe into top hand, as if that were possible. And then slowly lower right hand to the floor. And let's bring the knees to the floor. Lower your body all the way down. Point your toes back. Fingertips to the floor. Inhale, top chest. Exhale, slowly lower. Hit inhale again. Exhale, lower. And one more. Inhale, pull the mat. Exhale, down we come. Good. Tuck toes under. Take hips back behind you and pause for a moment with the body resting down on the heels, the soles of the feet opening, and the feet are parallel with each other. It's all kinds of fun. Some of us have no issue with this posture at all. Hands could be on the floor if need be. Steady the breath and steady the gaze. You just let yourself sink into this moment a little bit. Okay, enough of that. Walk the hands forward. Lower through, or knees and torso down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog if you know it. And exhale, right over the toes. Downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths here. We'll inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And again. And again. We inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, let it go. Bend your knees, grasp your elbows, let your head and neck hang, and your face is soft. And feel, have the breath tour back to the back of the lungs. And then let your tailbone get heavy. In fact, it moves toward pubic bone as you gradually make your way up. Coming all the way up, let's take the arms up as well. Interlace your fingers now, palms turn up, legs together, inhale. Exhale, extend to your right. Grow the left side. Good. For a little added benefit, cross your left foot. So your left ankle in front of your right ankle, soles down. And then inhale, come up. And exhale, other side first. And then right foot crosses. And then inhale, we come back up. Unwind, and let's bring the palms together at the heart because it's time for the Gayatri mantra. Om Bhur Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonat Prachodayat. All right, salute the sun. Hope the sun is out where you are. Let's inhale, send the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. And inhale, lengthening. Exhale, palms down, step back, and let's lower through now on the same breath, or knees and torso down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. And exhale back, downward dog. And we're taking 5 breaths here as the hips, the pelvis lifts up, the heels root downward, the upper arm bones spin outward, the scapula wrap, the outer edges wrap toward the sternum, and we move our awareness through the body to create a sense of evenness. That may not be the case quite yet as we are beginning to open. We inhale, exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward, and then inhale, lengthening. Exhale, let that go. Head and neck soft. Feel the feet root, then inhale, come up. Palms can join at the top. Exhale, release the arms. Mountain pose. Let's do that again. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, step or float back, lower through, or knees and torso down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, back. Downward dog. So we treat that motion of the salutation like a wave. It becomes like a wave the more we do it. And then we feel the wave-like breath. We inhale here.
Exhale, bend the knees, look past the hands. Step or float forward. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, push ground away, rise. Exhale, release the arms. Okay, one more. We inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, back downward dog. And so we find this wave-like motion of the body and the wave-like motion of the breath. And attention is much like that as well, where it comes and goes, right? Sometimes we're here and sometimes we're somewhere else. Now this practice is like a little lassoing of attention, returning it again and again and again and again. We inhale. Exhale, bend knees, look past hands, step or float. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, rising. Exhale, releasing. Just pause and feel now. This is a very conscious mountain-like structure here. As the arms extend down, fingertips down, we grow the spine right up out through the back of the top of the head. Watching the wave-like breath. Let's turn ourselves into a lightning bolt. Bend the knees, fingertips graze the ground. Inhale, arms rise up. Pause here. Notice the relationship between coccyx moving toward pubic bone moving toward coccyx, and find somewhere right in the middle. Good, then sit down a little bit more deeply than is necessarily comfortable. And then quickly become comfortable with it. See how quickly we can adjust to being comfortable with a little bit more. Then heels root. Inhale, come up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, step or float back. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, back, downward dog. And then with the breath, let's inhale, send the right leg back. Come up onto the ball of the left foot. And then draw the thigh in close to the ribs. The ribs hug in, don't they? And foot lands between the hands. And we rise up. So let's come into a high lunge position, pushing back through the back heel. Send the arms upward. Choose your arm position. Steady your gaze. Where does it naturally go? Let's watch the fluid-like nature of the body and the way the breath enters and exits the body. And if we're going to hang out here for any period of time, we will notice it'll become time to draw our attention back to being right here. Because the attention will wane like the waning moon. And then we bring the palms together at the heart. The navel draws into spine. Left elbow crosses over right thigh, or left hand down under the shoulder. Good, check in with the body, pushing back through the heel, drawing the outside of the hips toward midline, growing the spine. Watching breath and watching attention. Inhaling, exhale, hands down, right leg back, either meet in dog or lower through. Settling. Yeah, so when I come into, well, dog, most postures, my body has, and it might be like your body too, it has certain habits. Some parts just want to go to sleep automatically. And so I got to know those bits and go touring around and looking for what's happening. Send the left leg up. And then thigh to rib cage. Foot lands lightly. Push back through the back heel. And when you rise, and once you've rooted, go touring around in there for what is overworking and for what doesn't seem to be firing at all, like no engagement. So we summon the bits that there's no engagement, invite to the party, and then soften the bits that overdo. Then palms in prayer position, navel to spine, and there's a subtle rounding here. Then right elbow comes around. Grow it from the base. Good, push back through the heel. And then listen in. Listen in to what's happening in there. Where can we find a little more space? Yeah, okay, ready? We inhale, exhale, hands down, left leg back, either dog or move through the wave. And we inhale, exhale, bend the knees, look past the hand, step or float forward. Inhale, we lengthen, exhale, let it go. Then inhale, rise, and bend the knees, come right back to Utkatasana, find the lightning bolt shape. Then palms come to prayer position, come up onto the balls of the feet, steady the gaze, and slowly, slowly work your way down. So you come onto the balls and you are balancing here. Watch wave-like breath. Notice that the outside of the body draws in and the pelvic floor lifts, so the container is solid. Watching attention. As we stay focused, watching attention. We inhale, exhale, hands down, step or float back, lower through, then inhale, and exhale back. Now this time when the right leg lifts, let's stack the hips and come up onto the ball of the left foot with your shoulders level and the front ribs draw in. And you might check this antenna that we've just made. Notice here what is light and what is heavy. And then thigh to rib cage, but we'll bring the right foot to the outside of the left hand. And we'll open out. This is like I call this flying star. So hips are high and extend through the left arm and drop the right shoulder blade. Lift the kneecaps. And some of you can play with opening the chest, almost like cactus arm with the left arm. We inhale, exhale, left hand comes back down, sweep right leg up and back again. This time bend the knee, point the toes. Some of you are ready for three-pointed wheel. If you are, foot lands, careful with the shoulder, draw it down. Left leg straightens, hips high. And can we get quiet enough to watch? The answer may be no, not yet. The body may need to get stronger here. Then right hand lands, right leg up and back, stack the hips, inhale, exhale, thigh to rib cage, foot lands, back heel pivot. Let's rise up to warrior two. Setting the arms like a big winged bird. Check your feet, they're even, heels press, toes are lively. And there's this gradual opening. It's like this opening of the whole front body. Then sweep right arm up. And exhale. Now this time we'll bring the right hand down to the inside of the right foot. When you do that, don't lose the back leg. Keep it strong. Then turn, peel open the rib cage. However much it will peel. And left arm could extend. Some of you might have your elbow on your top thigh, but we'd like to be in close here and play with this relationship, this back shoulder with the inner right leg if we can. And then with the left arm, it seems like it would fly almost like an internal spiral, but it's actually an external where the top of the arm bone draws downward. Okay, let's all take our right hand off the floor for a moment, see what's happening with how much we're using the arm. Okay, now we know. Hands down, right leg back, lowering. Inhale. And exhale back. Sweep right leg up and back again. Inhale, come up onto the ball of the left foot. Right thigh to rib cage. Foot lands, turn pivot. And here we are. So we've got feet parallel with each other. Let's pull them out with our feet, come up. Hands come to hips. Inhale, lengthen front spine, lift kneecaps. Exhale, folding at the hip crease, such that the top of the head wants to come down toward the floor. If it's on the floor, bring your feet in toward each other. Feel how your feet can pull out. They push away from each other, and then they can also draw in toward each other. And go for where there's a weakness. So for me, I would gladly push my heels out, away, but it's a little more difficult to activate my legs pulling in, pulling the heels in. So go with what's more challenging. Then all of us pull the feet in toward each other. Inhale, come up. Okay, now turn, pivot, back of the mat. Sweep left leg up and back. Stacking. Shoulders are level. I hope yours are. Inhale. Exhale. When the thigh comes in, look to the outside of the right hand. Left foot lands. Soles land. And we open. Grow the right side body. Yep, growing, growing, growing. See how much you can root the right foot. Inhaling. Exhale, right hand lowers slowly. Sweep left leg up and back. Stack the hips. Shoulders remain level. Bend the left knee. Take a look at that foot. Some of you will go on. Foot lands. Straightening the right leg potentially. Shoulder blades support. That's like an umbrella in there, supporting the heart. Reaching, opening. Fill the space you're making with breath. Good. Can the neck soften? And the jaw and the face. We inhale, exhale, left hand lands. Sweep left leg up. Inhaling. Exhale, thigh in, foot lands, right heel pivot.
And back to the big bird. It's like an albatross. Feet root. And here's another place where we can see, does it help you to push the feet out or pull in? Draw the feet in toward each other. And, you know, tendencies are so interesting. When we can wake up to our own tendencies in the practice, we can begin to wake up to the tendencies when we're not on the mat. Good. Straighten the elbows. And then lifting left arm. Okay, so here we go. The elbow could come to the top thigh, but we've been playing with pull the feet in toward each other. Turn the rib cage. Left hand down lightly. Right arm sweeps under and up. Rotate the upper arm bone. And don't lose the legs in the process. Keep them the whole time. And then inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands back to the hips. Turn your feet so that they are parallel with each other. Good then. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And on the way down, grasp the big toes with middle and index fingers. Inhale. Exhale, folding. Now feel like you've got helium balloons attached to your shoulder blades. They're lifting away from the ears. And your neck is like taffy because gravity plays a part. Good. Do your legs go to sleep here, or are they quite activated? Let's have them be activated. And inhaling, lengthen spine. Exhale, hands down, right leg back, lowering through or meet in the dog. And right away when you come into your dog, notice the bits that just tend to go to sleep and go knocking on the door. Full-time job attempting to be a conscious human being. Full-time job. We inhale. Exhale. Come up onto the balls of the feet. Bend your knees. Then float forward or step forward. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Now let's pause here for a moment. Separate your feet hip width apart. Grasp your elbows. Let the head and neck get heavy. Check your legs. Sometimes in forward folds, the legs just sort of go to sleep. But if we keep them strong like a stone, that helps, I've found, helps with softening in the upper body. Breathing to the back of the lungs. And 2 more breaths. Now let's bend the knees and 1 vertebrae at a time slowly roll up. Coming all the way up to a standing position. Good, feel the feet root. And we'll take the weight into the left foot, draw the right knee up, and let's come to Vrikshasana, tree pose. Drawing inward, lifting up, rooting down, extend. Steady your gaze. So much more at stake with balance poses. They're really great for helping develop attention. Because if we do drift, is seen immediately in the body. Just watching. And inhale, exhale, release the arms, right foot down. Rooting. Left knee lifts, and then we externally roll left thigh. Attach. Vacuum seal. Extend. Set the gaze. Watch the breath. Yeah, it's right around now that the mind begins to wander a little bit. See if we can stay with it. And gradually release. Okay, so where I'd like to go may require a strap. So if you have a strap or a towel nearby, that could be a good thing. We'll come back up to the front of the mat. We're going to play here a little bit. The part where we use the word play is really important, because if we tend to like to get somewhere, there's a good chance we won't be able to get there, so we just want to relax and enjoy the ride. Okay, let's inhale. Exhale, folding. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, now bend your right knee and send your left leg back behind you. So from here, this right arm, we're going to slide the shoulder underneath the right thigh. The catch is to not lose the left leg in the process, and navel's to spine. Some of you might like to bring the left heel to the ground so you've got a little more surface area on the back foot. So we'll either fly the arms like wings, or we'll reach back and see if we can grasp back there. And then you'll feel that your right hip is probably slid way over to the right. See if you can bring it back to midline. Some of you've got the strap here. It's worth the work. The shoulders, there's a kind of an internal rotation of the shoulders. And we just breathe in as we can feel the right sit bone attempt to move toward the left sit bone. Okay, check this out. We could rotate the right foot so that the feet are parallel with one another. See if that will work. And twist. So the left ribs move up toward the ceiling. And the sit bones pull back. And the knees could be micro bent, so you can really press the feet into the ground to help revolve you. And then we turn the right foot back. And we place the hands down on the ground. Now we've still got this right leg over the right shoulder. Keep your navel drawn in. Push back through the ball of your foot. Will the right leg lift off? We're interested in that question. The answer may be absolutely not. Right leg lifts off. That's all we care about. Send the right leg back. Inhale. Exhale, right foot down. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward. Inhaling. Exhale, right leg back. Left arm comes underneath. Good, then turn. It's easier to see on this side. Internally spiral left arm, so the palm is up. Reach back, palm is still up. And right leg back. Right arm back. See if you can grasp
the wrist. And then move left sit bone to midline. Gaze pretty much needs to be steady here. Good. Then slowly, you might try this, turning your feet so they're parallel with each other. If you're on a line, if you're on a strap, you might need to lengthen the line and then turn. Feel your feet root, knees bent a little bit. Push into your heels and roll the rib cage to the right. Sit bones high. Good, then back we come. Left foot forward, hands down. Left arm is underneath. So the palm is down. Now wake up the back body because it likes to go asleep here and you need it to be light. And then maybe left leg flies. Pushing through the ball of the foot. I know. Whose idea was this? We inhale, exhale, sweep left leg up and lower. Bring the knees to the ground. Take your feet wide. Sit back on a block or sit bones on the ground. Shins drop, toes widen and they press. Lengthen front spine. Lengthen front quads. Maybe slowly moving coccyx toward pubic bone. Be sure that your hips are down on something. This is one of the postures where I miss being able to see people very much because things go awry here. So all we really care about is lengthening the front of the thighs. Yep, watching the breath. And then feeling your shins root and your feet root, slowly come back up onto the knees. Tuck toes under. Take your hands to your hips. Draw the thighs forward. Grow the front of the body. And feel how the shoulder blades are helping to support this opening. Keep chin to chest, chest to chin, hands back. This one's so interesting. Arms actually turn in when we reach back. They don't turn out. That is a misnomer. In, and we open the front and include the throat. And you imagine pelvic floor lifts so you can feel how the whole front spine opens. Then thighs forward, inhale, rise up. Exhale, puppy pose. Set the arms forward, draw the rib cage down. Good, pull the hips up and back. And then slowly rise back up. So let's actually come down onto the back and take care of a wheel pose because this is such a good time of year to have wheel. Slowly make your way down. And it could be bridge, it could be you're setting up your block underneath your sacrum. Let's lift the hips up off the ground. Feel as though you do have a block between your inner thighs and you're squeezing a little bit to wake up the inner line of the legs, which we often don't even know is asleep. Slide the arm bones in and press downward. Fingertips point upward. Chest draws toward chin. And if you're going on hands underneath the shoulders, come lightly on top of the head first. Feel your feet root and then opening out. And feel here too how if the pelvic floor lifts upward, there's a just very subtle internal reverberation right up the front of the spine. Have the back bending happen in the upper back primarily. And the glutes, they're awake. Let's inhale, exhale, come onto the balls of the feet, and then slowly draw the head downward. Soles of the feet come together, knees go wide. Let the body rest here, feeling the repercussions of that action. Repercussions is a strong word. Probably reverberations is a little bit better. Just feeling in. This is where if we spend any amount of time here, we may end up traveling to another land. We come back to being here. Now take the hands to the outside of the thighs and draw the legs in and send your legs up. Feel the back down on the ground. So this is our inversion, but this could be your time to take a shoulder stand, assuming you know how to set up for that and you're safe, which means never turning the head to the left or to the right. Some of you might take headstand at this point. And some of you might stay right here. Okay, so make that choice. I want to go over a few things with headstand today. This is another posture that's impossible to teach on when I can't see you, but I'm going to describe a few things and you're going to make an agreement to do them, okay? So either stay here or up we come. If you happen to have a wall nearby, it can be helpful. And if that were the case, that you did have a wall, you'd like to have your feet against the wall, the balls of the feet together against the wall. So we interlace the fingers so the thumbs are up, and we set the elbows down under the shoulders. But when I place the top of my head into this cup that I've made with the hands, the deal is that I'm actually not placing the head down on the floor. That saves my neck. It's about ½ an inch off of the floor, okay? Teeny bit, so that we can build the strength in the shoulders to hold ourselves, and that way we can always be safe. So the back of my head is against my hands. My top of my head is floating. I come up, and this may be enough today. Just building the strength in the shoulders. They draw upward. The navel draws in. Some of you will take the feet up the wall. And you might take one leg all the way up. Head is still off the ground. Good. Turning our world upside down every day is really rather essential. There are plenty of safe ways to do it. And we pick the method that works for us. And then we get ourselves upside down. So if you are upside down, slowly come down. And we'll all be back on our backs with the legs up in the air. Noticing the quality of breath now at the end, close to the end of the practice. Bend the knees and lift your hips up. Slide your arms in underneath. I like to cross my thumbs under there. And then I slide the blades in. So lots of space along the top of the chest. One leg at a time goes straight. Point your toes. Root your legs. Lift your chest up. Open the throat. Press your forearms. The head can float or it can be lightly on the ground, depending on your variation. I like to stretch my chin away from the body a little bit. So much congestion builds up around the front of the throat. The speaking station. Take the breath high into top chest, as high as you can. Inhale, exhale, come down, and release. Have the toes turn in and the inner knees just drop into each other for a moment. Just feeling in. We take our arms now like cactus and bring the knees into the chest, cross right leg over left. And then allow the legs to fall out probably to your right. If you're feeling quite rambunctious, you can go to the left. Feel the shoulder blades drop. Guide your breath into the left side of the body. And we let go of anything that might be clinging to us or that we might be clinging to. Just soften the grip. Navel to spine, inhale, returning. Unwind, rewind, left leg over right. Blades stay down. And explore the territory, the western territory of the body. Okay, let's slowly come back up, inhaling up, unwind, wrap your arms around your legs, give yourself a hug. And then as you extend the legs out, push through the balls of the feet, take your arms beside you, hollow out the middle, just pause, drawing navel to spine. Kind of like a reset after the back bends. And release, coming all the way down onto the back. The palms face up. We close the eyes and we prepare for Savasana. And it's nice in the morning to begin with your feet. We just slowly feel into each toe one at a time. Grateful to the toes. And to the feet. Can just wash the body in gratitude. Moving into the ankles. And the calves. The shins.
remembering that if we put our bodies under a microscope, all the living creatures, millions that are inside this body, into the knees, the thighs. We have this whole community that we're caring for, and that's caring for us. Into the pelvis. And the belly, the flora and fauna. Think about what they're willing to put up with. All the stuff we put in our bodies. They find a way to work it out. Into the chest, the lungs, the great tree of the bronchioles in the lungs, and the mystery of our own beating heart, which we will likely never see. Hopefully we will never see. The rhythm that's with us all the time in the breath and the heart, the pulse. And our arms and our hands. We have an idea and they execute. They make pushing and pulling, holding on and letting go possible. They make hugging possible. Feeling into the throat, and how when we want to say something, the words just come out in sound. I mean, come on, that's miraculous. And to our sense organs, our eyes, and our ears, the skin all over our body, that separates our sense of ourselves from everything else we call not us. Our tongue, the teeth, the jaw, the cranium, this thing we call the brain. And how we have this every day, this game with the mind. How to work with our mind in a way that our mind works with us. And we hold the whole body in our awareness. This great community that is here to support our efforts. Let's bring one knee at a time in to the chest and wrap the arms around the legs. Truly give ourselves a hug. Our little ecosystem. It's an interesting idea, you know, that we're a microcosm, right? So climate change, overheating through doing, too much action, too much heat, too much grasping. We have a responsibility to take care of the climate change within. And we could just look ahead at this day for a moment and see how can we support this community, this great ecosystem that is our body. Physically support it, emotionally support it, mentally support it, spiritually support it, and rolling to one side, finding our way up to a seat. Good. Putting ourselves back together. Let's draw the palms together at the heart. And we'll close with one Om Mani Padme Hum this morning. To generosity and doing the right thing. To patience. To practicing regularly. To letting go all the time. And to the deep truth of our essential nature. Om Mani Padme to the forehead, right thought. May we be steady, may we be present, and may we be joyful. The hands come to the mouth, right speech. May our words improve upon the silence. And our hands come to our heart, right action. May we be the change that we wish to see. Namaste. Okay, we did it. We did it. Next time I see you, I believe it'll be a new year, won't it? So I wish you a really wonderful closing to this year. We might all ask ourselves, what does a complete and conscious closure look like? And I look forward to 2021. I bet you do too. Okay. Take care.